know of, and he has done so much for our country, and
Like what?
like such as freedom with immigration and
We had freedom before Donald Trump was president, and we had illegal immigration before he was president.
right. But I just think that his ways of, pursuing this country within that is far beyond what any other president has done as far as continuing the, rights and laws here in America.
So Donald Trump ranks as one of the best presidents in your estimation, or
Yes.
better than Ronald Reagan?
Possibly.
Better than John F. Kennedy?
No. No, I love John F. Kennedy as well. But, I mean, Trump is definitely up there, in my opinion.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yes.
He's done more than Abraham Lincoln. How come?
I just know more about what he's done than Abraham Lincoln. And
I mean, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, won a civil war, kept the Union together.
correct. I don't know, I just...
Came all the way from California to New Hampshire for this event?
Yeah, we hitchhiked all the way here. Yes, sir.
Why would you hitchhike for Donald Trump?
Because, it's different.
What can Donald Trump do for you, or what has he done for you?
Help homeless people, honestly, and dogs. Lower vet bills,
How would he do that?
I don't know. He's got the power to. So I have a beer in my hand right now. Prohibition ended a long time ago, right? And I can't walk down the street with a beer in my hand as long as I'm not acting an ass.
Drink up.
Drink up.
And how's Donald Trump gonna make any difference on that?
Do his thing.
I think he would try and help bring unemployment numbers back down. I think he would try and help with the inflation crisis.
The unemployment numbers under Biden are the lowest they've been in 50 years. I mean, I suppose they could go lower.
They could probably go lower, and a lot of people have landed jobs since COVID. I just feel like inflation has really caused a lot of homes and goods and services to climb in prices.
I'm worried about our right to worship because we're all Christians. So that's where my heart's at right now.
I'm a very big Q follower. There's no such thing as QAnon. There's Q and then there's ons. QAnon is what you guys like to call it. QAnon is the straw man that the media has created to actually disclaim everything that Q has told us. All Q is a board that actually told you information and said, hey, go look it up. And never said, hey, this is true, this is false. All it did was plant a seed and wanted it to grow.
There are a lot of Christians who say what Donald Trump has done in his life is not very holy.
I understand that, but who is?
We're all sinners, right?
We all fall short of the glory of God. So, but
Is there something Donald Trump could do, though, that would say to you, this is too much?
this is too much. I mean, some of the things he says sometimes are kind of over the top, but I think you have to choose your battles.
One of our schools in Connecticut, a child identified as a cat, and they put litter boxes in the schools, and it's...
Really?
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah, we have some friends in Newington, Connecticut, and that happened.
So they put a litter box in the school. What's wrong with that?
I think everything's wrong with it. You're condoning your child to literally pop a squat in the middle of a bathroom and expose themselves essentially to other children, and it's just wrong. Why?
Do you think the kid was being serious?
Apparently, because they changed the rules and put litter boxes in. The mother went to the school board and was like, my kid identifies as a cat, and we need to make sure we accommodate that.
Just interesting. Our culture is changing so much.
Should we be banning certain books in schools and public libraries?
Pornographic books, absolutely. We should be banning those. Kids should not be exposed to that. That, again, is child abuse. 20 years ago, people would have been like, are you freaking serious?
The Bible is kind of pornographic.
I mean, sure, certain parts of it, but when I read the Bible to my kids, I don't necessarily start in those places when they're like 5 years old.
At the end of the day, I'm a Trump supporter. I love Trump. And you know what? I wouldn't want everyone to have the exact same thought as me. That's why we live in this great country. At one point, people from both sides were able to stand there and have a decent conversation. But that's not allowed anymore.
I think he's just, he is for religious freedom. So I think if we get 4 more years, and I see a great revival coming, so I think that'll push it over the top. And that will make America great again, because only Jesus can do that, right?
So a great revival in terms of more people becoming religious, or what do you mean?
I think that as this world just gets darker and darker, that the church is just going to get brighter and brighter. So,
Should there be a separation between church and state?
no.
We should be a Christian nation and have no bones about it.
That's what we were founded on.
But even George Washington said that we should not be a Christian nation or not a Christian nation. Everybody should choose themselves.
Well, that's true. I mean, God does give us a choice. I've been to the Holy Land, and I have a love for Israel, and I definitely believe what's happening now is biblical.
Like the end of times, the rapture, that far? Or?
Well, I don't know where we are in that timeline, but I do believe that we're getting close. I don't really trust the Biden administration.
How come?
Just because of our open borders. I mean, we're supposed to have a secure border, and he's allowed hundreds and thousands of people to come through. So, I have to ask the question, why? Why is he doing that?
You think he wants all of these immigrants to come through?
I think they have a plan and a purpose for it, and it kind of reminds me of a Trojan horse,
So what is the plan with immigrants and allowing people? I'm not sure I follow you.
I think he wants to change America. If he can change the people, the culture, he can change our country.
What's happening to our kids in all these schools?
What is happening to kids in schools? Is that they're
giving them gender queer theory books and all this disgusting trash, Like, they shouldn't be reading that stuff. Like, they're not old enough to decide, what they want to do with their lives,
I'm going to say, and it's a hypothetical. President Nikki Haley.
Strong woman, a lot of strong views.
That's okay.
She knows how to get a point across.
President Chris Christie. President Ron DeSantis.
Outspoken, very stern.
President Vivek Ramaswamy.
Different.
No, I absolutely do love Donald Trump. I love his views, and I follow up with him. I have been since he was president, and nothing will change my mind.
The jobs and shit really come into play at that point.
So you support Donald Trump because he's been good for jobs or good for the economy? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, even though he's a up, I mean, we're all ups.